A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. What I basically said was that I seek protection from shaitan, the accursed, and I begin in the name of God, who is the most compassionate, the most merciful. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. And what I basically said was the dua of Musa to make my speech better and make myself more eloquent. So let me talk about Charlie Kirk. So the Zionist media is going to spin this narrative more and more. Oh, Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel. I see it happening. Like they're just all the news starting to come. Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel. Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel. That makes me suspect that the person who is going to be the patsy, the accused killer, is probably going to be a Muslim, because they keep on building this narrative. Oh, he's very pro-Israel. But the truth of the matter is, Charlie Kirk was not pro-Israel. He was in the beginning pro-Israel, like a lot of right-wing Christians. But all these right-wing Christians, their attitudes are changing. The reason is Israel has been bombing churches, and it has been now also it has been threatening to remove Christians from Gaza City. It gave that warning to the Catholic Church for the people to get out, but they're not getting out. So the right-wing Christian attitude is changing. Yes, that is the truth. And that's why Israel has become really, really desperate. They have been trying to employ these right-wing influencers. And I did a news item on that in the morning, where I mentioned that it is, I think, Natalie Morris and Clayton Morris on their redacted show. They got an invitation from an Israeli influencer, Israel 365. They wanted them to go to Israel, have barbecue with IOF soldiers, and visit some bomb barracks or whatever, and hear about the biblical prophecy. It connects to Israel. There's no biblical prophecy. Israelis are not the Israelites. They are not the Israelites. They have no DNA connection with the Israelites. These are just settler colonizers from Europe, and they pretend to have some connection with the Israelites, but they don't. And again, the land is not set for the Jews. The land is for the Palestinians. So Palestinians are either Jews, Christians, Muslims, whoever lived in that land, that is the land for them. Anyway, so these right-wing people are being issued invitations by these Israeli influencers. So I talked about that. And this Charlie Kirk shooting falls right into that premise. I don't know who the ultimate patsy would be. It's always a patsy. It's never a real shooting, because you can just imagine, with all that high security, if somebody is able to go and shoot Charlie Kirk in the neck with such a precise measurement, that is somebody who is approved. This is a sharpshooter, and sharpshooters do not shoot with such, such perfection, unless they are placed in, certain locations where it's easy for them. So I really don't know if FBI Mossad is going to blame this on a Democrat. I think those chances are less. The chances are more that they're going to blame it on a Muslim. It's also like the eve of 9/11, so they have to say, oh, this Hamas or ISIS or whatever, all these paid people. And you guys need to know that these are paid. So Greg Roman did this episode. He went and addressed the Congress, and he said that, why are we paying Al-Qaeda? Why are we paying ISIS? Hamas has been paid $2.2 billion since October 7th. So, they could say, oh, they were getting paid before October 7th because Netanyahu did not want the other Palestinian parties, so that's why they were paying Hamas. But why are they paying them after October 7th? That makes no sense. So, yeah, coming back to this thing, it seems to me it's going to be blamed on a Muslim, but we don't know yet. But if it is a Muslim, and it's like one of these stupid patsy organizations, all paid for by US aid, and I now know US aid is not functioning anymore, so I don't know how they're going to be paying all these manufactured terrorism patsies. You need to be sure that it's a false flag. So if it's a Muslim patsy, this is a false flag, and the reason for doing this is to make hatred for Muslims again in the USA, just like they did with 9/11, and now everybody knows that it's controlled demolition. In fact, there's a architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth event going on, and there's a lawyers for 9/11 Truth event going on. I think it's called Turning the Tide. You guys need to see that. 9/11 was a controlled demolition, and right on the eve of the anniversary of 9/11, we are going to have another false flag, and it's going to be blamed on the Muslims. And these Muslims, we just anything that's placed on our necks, we just like, okay, how are we going to deal with it? We don't fight back and tell that this is false flag. Our government, the US government, is acting against us. It first of all participates in a genocide. It participates in a genocide. It funds a terrorist nation that is trying to steal land, and then it does its own flags in the country. So all of you need to be aware that Mossad and FBI are complicit in whatever happened in Utah, the Charlie Kirk, and we Muslims in the United States want to live respectfully, and we are tired of having our government not only fund a genocide but also do these false flag operations by hiring Muslim patsies. So I'm requesting all right-wing Christians, please make this video viral, and investigate this and accuse your government. Why do they do these false flags? 9/11 was already a false flag. Why more false flag? Why not end this genocide? Stop aiding Israel, who is trying to steal the land of Palestine by killing and starving its indigenous. And now they are trying to, because they are losing the support of right-wing Christians, so now they are going to do these stupid false flags again. Thank you for listening. Allahu Akbar. And this means God is great. And we say that many times during the day. And it is not for nefarious reasons. It is simply for saying that God is great. Thank you for listening. Allahu Akbar.